Today we're going to talk about getting a hard pull out. This is a ewe lamb from last year. She's about 13 months old. It's out of Stetson's Dorset donor. It's her natural. So most of these ewe lambs are going to need some assistance. As you can see, she's doing a really good job. She's pushing hard. We got the feet to clear. We got the head right here. The head's trying to clear the cervix. What we're going to do is take our hand in and we're going to work our hand around the head, the top of the cone of the head, up around the ears, down below. We're going to try to get that head to clear the cervix. We're not really pulling. I think a lot of people mess up because they just pull on the legs real hard, and then you can tear the ewe and break the lamb's legs. What we're trying to do is physically help this ewe dilate further by rubbing our hand around the outside of the head and rubbing around that cervix wall to get it opened up more so that this lamb can come out easier and we can have a successful birth here and get both of her lambs out if she has two, which I think she does. As you can see, we're kind of just letting her push. We're not really pulling that hard. We're just taking our hand, inserting it in right where our fingers are at and rubbing around there. Once we get to the point where I think that that lamb's about ready to come out, what I do a lot of times is take my hand in and cone it over the top of the sheep's head and pull back as she's pushing. So basically I'll use my hand as kind of leverage in there, and it'll also help her dilate and make some more room. So like right there, I have my fingers on the top of that sheep's head. I'll just push real lightly on the back of the sheep's head. And then there, let it slide right out. Little Dorset cross lamb here. There we go. And then we'll let that lamb lay down. We'll get it dried off. We'll get all this mucusy stuff off its nose and head. Let her lick it and give her some time doing and get the other one if she has one. Right now we don't have a towel. We got a couple ewes lambing at the same time, so we're a little short-staffed right now. But if I don't have a towel, and sometimes you don't, we'll try to find some dry straw or hay. Just use that to get all that mucusy stuff off its head. Get our hands, if we don't have a towel right now, which we don't, we take our fingers in its mouth, try to pull out as much of that mucus so it doesn't suck it in. And then we'll use some straw like that to get it to sneeze, get it to breathe, and get it going. And it helps when you get a good ewe like this who's gonna lick that thing off and take really good care of it and help stimulate it. That lamb is really healthy for just flopping out. Little ewe lamb. Next thing we'll do is check her to see if she has another one. Here, Ken, bring the camera around here. It's hard just to see this when they're standing, so I'm gonna show it to you now. If you bump right here in front of their udder, you can feel the 2 feet right there. There's one, and there's the other one. There's the 2 feet of the other lamb. In my opinion, that's the easiest and least stressful way on that ewe to see if there's gonna be a second lamb or not. And a lot of times you can tell by her demeanor and if she's done or not, but one of the easiest ways is just to bump and feel if she has another one. But that's how we get a hard pull out. Try to do it as least stressful on the ewe as possible. And as you can see, I think that wasn't very hard on her. She's just didn't seem to bother her that much. Didn't take very long either. And we just kind of worked the lamb, just so you can kind of get in a mental image. We're taking our hand like this and we're just rubbing it around and rubbing it around, because that cervix wall is usually stuck right here on the widest part of the skull of that sheep. We've made these things so wide skulled, so stout footed, that the hardest part to get to clear is right on the top of the eye sockets here, where the skull is the widest circumference as possible. So we're just taking our hand and we're rubbing it around, trying to open up that cervix so that head will clear. And then at the end, what I did was I took my fingers in here and I pulled on the legs and I put my fingers right here and just kind of pushed that out instead of just pulling. In my opinion, when you just pull like this, you can see that the head goes up as you pull. So if we can push down on this while we're pulling, it makes that lamb smaller and it makes it easier to come out the cervix. That's a video on how to pull a lamb that's a little bit tight.